Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and we're cranking the spiciness up to 11 on this video. I actually have to give a warning that some of the content that I'm quoting from somebody else is like super offensive. I mean, it'll be a miracle if there's ads on this video. So anyway, normally if I told you, okay, another person got kicked out of the Mythic Invitational thing, they got uninvited, sort of. Technically they withdrew themselves, but that's kind of like quitting because you know you're about to be fired. So you'd probably be like, well, isn't that like the second or third person to get kicked out? But then if I told you, okay, the person basically would have gotten kicked out or was forced to withdraw, however you want to see it, because of some old tweets that could be seen as, you know, homophobic, insensitive, anti-liberal, whatever. You're probably thinking, oh, okay, also not surprised, this is Wizards of the Coast we're talking about. Was it just Pepe memes this time? Was it jokes that are taken out of context by people with no sense of humor, aka SJWs? Or was it something so offensive as, oh, I don't know, what bathroom is this planeswalker supposed to use? I don't know, why don't they send their pee into the aether? I love how that like blew up in Jeremy's face for like months and nobody even bothered to acknowledge the fact that he was just replying to my even ruder tweet. I think at this point, SJWs know that like I'm coming back at you. If you try and get your attack mob swinging at me, it ain't gonna end well. Anyway, no, this is about some spicier tweets from this individual right here. She's a YouTuber and probably on some other platforms. It's not like I follow her. She's a fluent Spanish speaker who goes by the name of, and I swear to God, MTG Lion, you live in Texas. How do you not know how to pronounce Spanish? It's Mafair MTG. Mafair. I'm like 82% sure that that's how you pronounce it. Then again, when has Lion ever been known to pronounce anything correctly in English? I'm just razzing ya. I love you, Lion. So anyway, I guess you could say it all started with this tweet from Magic Pro Tour. Mafair MTG has informed us about her withdrawal from the Mythic Invitational. We'll have more information about who will be invited next as soon as it's available. We look forward to a fantastic Mythic Invitational in March. I swear, I would have given them cash money if they would have ended that tweet with, without Mafair MTG. And then comma, seriously, somebody call the fashion please. I mean, I'm not up on like trendy, edgy Mexican fashion trends, but like, girl, you look like a piñata. That can't be a thing. Please, Mexican residents, tell me that is not a thing. So anyway, about 1 billion replies to this tweet were, ooh, hire me, hire me, hire me, hire me, hire me. I like money. You know what, Wizards, you want people to actually watch this stupid tournament? You want to actually maximize the views? Invite my conservative white male ass to the tournament, all right? The guy who actually replaced Mafair is currently right now at this second streaming MTGO. By the way, if you thought it might be Jeff Hoogland, no. Apparently everybody but Jeff Hoogland is wondering why Jeff Hoogland wasn't invited to the Invitational. Maybe we need several hundred more people to tweet him the picture of his tweet where he says, don't bother inviting me to your tournament. I have no interest in playing best of one and blah, blah, blah. It's a disgrace or something like that, whatever. Oh yeah, Jeff, because everybody wanted to hear your constant immature whining on anything, on the whole internet, ever. Just shut up and go be Amish or something. We're all sick of you. You are literally the cancer of MTG streaming. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not like that term? Oh, go cry about it on live stream. Or go try and break up your brother's marriage again because you disagree with his wife. Or something like that happened. The guy's unbelievable. He is a disgusting human being. But not as disgusting as Mafair MTG. But to reiterate one point, people would hate watch the hell out of the Mythic Invitational just because I would be the #1 villain, because anybody who like watches those streams and is interested in like the pro scene freaking hates me. Hear that, Mark Rosewater? You got yourself another villain. Oh, everybody wants a villain. Oh, people tune in to watch the villain lose. Well, first of all, I'd win it. And secondly, tuning in, isn't that what you want? Hit me up on Twitter, bitch. But speaking of being a bitch on Twitter, oh, epic segue. Let's just get into some of her past tweets. Assuming I'm translating this correctly, because it seems like very odd phrasing. And if gay men are disgusting to me, it's more when they are ugly fatties. I believe that would be the most accurate. So, pretty off color, pretty offensive, but one of her defenses was, oh, I tweeted it when I was like 13, which I was pretty sure to get on the Mythic Invitational, you had to be 18, otherwise, why the hell didn't you invite Young Mage? Who the hell wouldn't tune in to see him compete in the tournament? Oh my God. Guys, if you don't know Young Mage, type that crap into YouTube right now, hit enter, and just watch the first thing that comes up. He is a freaking legend. Also, his dad is super cool because he used to be a computer programmer, and so did I, so yeah. You can't tell me you would not want to watch Young Mage go up against all these douchebags and probably beat them all. Especially all the affirmative action invites who don't even play the damn game. I'd throw a party, I'd get out my projector, we'd watch it, I'd have popcorn going. I'd make some of my famous tortellinis. I got these tortellinis, 2 bags for $4 at the hardware store. I am not kidding. And I didn't have any sauce left, so I just put one little thing of, the Little Caesars garlic butter. I used that as the sauce. Then I put some sea salt on it and a little bit of oregano for flavor. I call it hood tortellinis. You want the recipe? Bitch, I just gave it to you. I'd make some of them, pass them out. We'd have a good old time watching that live stream. But anyway, on to the next one. Oh, this one's spicier than the average Taco Tuesday. Hashtag euthanize the homosexuals. And does the second part say, is a hashtag used by douchebags and I don't support it? No. Let us free ourselves from AIDS that these, and I thought it was sages, but that's actually scumbags. It's one letter off. That these scumbags propagate or spread or whatever. So basically she wants to kill all gay people because they keep spreading AIDS. And I think that was directly in response to a post, like a pro-gay post, by Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast did an oopsie. Y'all thought I was joking when I said Wizards should invite me to this tournament, because I was and they never would. But damn, this one flew under their radar while simultaneously convincing me that Spanish moderators for Twitter don't exist. So I'm sure there are more wonderful comments, but I think you get the gist of it. And I assure you, there's a funny Shyamalan twist ending to this one. Start thinking Kevin Spacey, okay? So she posted an apology pretty recently. Oh, and get ready for a really poor translation because a lot of these words I don't know the context of. Or I should say connotation. Anyway, I want to communicate with my channel. My social networks haven't carried activity for over, this is where I'm unclear, either over 13 years or over since I was 13. The way you state age in the Spanish language is so odd, I'm not particularly familiar with that exact phrasing. But let's just say she don't look old enough to be like, oh, I haven't been on social media in 13 years. And I think the intent of the next part was to say, in the past, I've used them to unload. It's not the exact word, but it makes more sense. During difficult moments in my life, and I offer an apology if this was taken out of context or if it can give offense to someone. I think the exact phrasing is make offense arrive to someone. Is that actually the Spanish phrase? That would be freaking awesome. So basically she's like, okay, I haven't been on social media, I'll say since I was 13. And, in the past, during hard times in my life, I used them to blow off steam. And, I'd like to apologize to anybody who took them out of context, which, really, there is no context. What was that celebrity where they, blamed saying a bunch of, crazy racist stuff on just, oh, I was really mad? And then one of the replies on social media was like, oh yeah, one time I was losing at a game of StarCraft 2 and I got so mad that I denied the Holocaust. Getting super angry and raging at someone, in general, okay. Saying things that will purposely piss them off because you're incredibly angry at someone even though you might not think the things you're saying, okay, understandable. Saying stupid crap when you're 13, okay. But this was very specific. Unless the out of context is, oh, she was just assaulted by an entire gang of, gay guys that were fat and ugly and, infected her family members with AIDS or something, there really is no context to make this okay. She's pretty much just a crazy racist homophobic bitch. Or is she? Oh, it's not over yet. I promised you a twist ending, and espera esta siguiente parte. All right, are you ready for this? Guys, they call this doing a Kevin Spacey. I'm by the way. ¿Qué dijiste, chica? And by the way, it was followed up by, because you gotta double down on this crap or the SJWs won't buy it, magic LGBT is love. Kind of weirdly suddenly in English. Oh, hey, so was that first one. Kind of makes me wonder if she wrote it. So since context is apparently very important to this video and to Mafer, which I checked is not a word in Spanish unless it's one I don't know and neither is Google, Kevin Spacey suddenly came out as gay right in the middle of being accused of, I can't even say for monetization reasons. We'll just continue down the chain of mild euphemisms and say he did a Michael Jackson. And I don't mean he used to be black. Although, if he tweeted, and I used to be black, maybe people would have bought it, because the response was mostly like, yeah, duh. That's usually implied when you will say assault a child. Oh, a male child, obviously. I'm like assuming you all heard the story, probably not. Now, some people bought into it. They're like, oh, he's so brave to come out like that. Oh, I'm brave all the way to jail, hopefully, you dick. Just go die already, Kevin Spacey. Seriously. Really? Steve Hillenburg had to die, but we're still stuck with Kevin Spacey? They couldn't have flip-flopped him? The Grim Reaper couldn't have been like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Spacey's house. Really? Stan Lee doesn't deserve to still be on this planet more than Kevin frickin' Spacey? So anyway, good riddance, my fair. I guess we won't be seeing you at the Mythic Invitational, and I'm going to take a wild guess that you just lost out on a lot of money. Well, bare minimum $7,500 because that would be like a last place prize money, but I think everybody invited also gets a streaming sponsorship, don't they? Unless that was only like... Wait, no, I was going to say only the invitees. Well, obviously she was an invitee, and obviously they did not pick her due to her sub count. As before mentioned, a lot of the people they picked, I mean, some of them on Twitch have like 50 followers or something like that, I heard. I'm not going to check up on each and every one of them. I have way more important things to do with my time. But that's the word on the street, is some of these people are horribly unpopular. They do not deserve to be invited to anything based on just the size of their audience and their reach and their importance in the MTG community. I mean, not to like crap on people, but at a certain point, you're like, damn, that's not a lot of followers. I mean, if they pick someone with like 2, 3, 4,000 subs on YouTube, like, okay, like that's small, but so. I mean, it ain't that small, and she has 1,500. But just look at the people who are much smaller that you've never heard of, and then look at like where they're from, their gender, and their orientation, and like what language they speak and what color they are. That's why they're invited. And if it was me, I would find that downright insulting, that I'd be like, wow, I can't believe they invited me to this. That's crazy. I'm practically unknown in the community. Oh, it's because of my skin color. I mean, like all the way to the bank, am I right? But still, I would find that so insulting. I mean, I would go to China and work what they call a white monkey job, which is where you just walk around and pretend to be important at a company because you're white and it makes them look prestigious. Because that is some baller levels of money they're paying for that, but I'd still think it was racist the whole time I'm doing it, you know what I mean? So my fair, I mean, I'm not one to just like absolutely bury people under like 2 little tweets that they made a long time ago. Like, I kind of get it, but I also kind of get like you getting the hell out of the invitational because you didn't deserve to be there in the first place. These pandering, look how diverse and woke we are, affirmative action invites are just so insulting and so stupid. So my fair, espero que te caiga un raya la próxima vez que salgas de tu casa. And don't feel too special there, I pretty much say that to everybody in these types of videos. And for God's sake, touch up those roots, my God. So thanks for watching, and considering this is the at least second, I've already lost count, but at least second person to get kicked out, basically, of the Mythic Invitational. There's only one thing left to do, and that's for me to formally place my bet on how many more people will get kicked out or withdraw, same thing in my opinion, before the event actually happens. Remember, we've only got like a couple weeks, but I'm going to very conservatively say between people digging up racist tweets and other stuff in the past, and really a bunch of other factors, I would say 4. I think we're going to lose 4 more. Oh, if you're wondering, I mentioned it in another video, but the other person was kicked out for sort of cheating. Honestly, it was a little soft, but as they put it, they hold invited pros to a higher standard. Well, there's one thing you can be sure of, and that's if you hit the subscribe button, you will be notified very quickly when the next person gets kicked out. Honestly, this little mini game of like Survivor and who gets voted off the island next has become more of a thing to watch than the actual tournament. And maybe that's by design. Man, we lost John McCain and Aretha Franklin in 2018. Man, Richard Harrison? Vern Troyer? Okay, I gotta stop hitting next on this thing. Yes, I googled the list. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video. Dang it, Avicii died too!